Hi, everyone. My name is Ron Morehouse. I am a three-time alum of the Salute Your Shorts Film Festival. And today I'm so excited to be talking to Tomer, is it Shushan?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad I pronounced that right. So, Tomer, first of all, I loved your movie, White Eye, and I'm so excited to talk to you. So I just want to start out with asking you, how did it start, your idea, the beginning of the whole process for you?
Okay. First of all, good morning, and thank you for watching. I'm really excited, and I'm happy to be a part of Salute Short Films. This story happened. It actually happened to me. I mean, about 2 years ago, it was like the deadline of sending scripts for the Film Foundation in Israel to get funds to make film. So I was very excited for this day, and I was having a script that I was working on for 3 months. And on the way to meet my mentor, so we can finalize the script and send it together, this story actually happened to me. And and I was so nervous and stressed because of this date, and I couldn't have the time. I didn't have the time to react as a human. Everything was there, action of a person that I didn't recognize myself those moments. And when I understand it become too late, then I got like sober, and I understand that I made a huge mistake that can harm a person and on his life. So um, after it happened, um, I went to see my mentor, and I was so frustrated by the story that just happened to me. And she convinced me that maybe it's a good chance to write it down and to send it as a script.
Wow.
And I just sat there and I wrote the script in 40 minutes, and we sent it that night. And yeah, after 3 months, I got a positive answer that I get money for my next film, which is White Eye, and that's how the story was
Wow,
born.
so this happened to you. Your bike was stolen and you saw it on the streets and then this whole thing happened. That's amazing. Wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
on real life, in the real story, I was on the bus and I saw it from the window,
Wow, okay.
and then I stopped and I went down, and this story happened. But in real life, I could convince the police officer to leave him, and then after it, I paid him. But what happened to him that he felt, because he don't know the language and he saw the officers, and most of them are have visa issues, um, so he gets so much panicked, and I saw how he can see the end of his life in front of his eyes. And I took that moment, and I made it in the film, like they taking him, because that's really what I felt, that they were about to take him. And if the luck was not with us, he was gone.
Yeah.
um, yeah.
I mean, the idea of immigration and all this stuff, especially here in the U.S. too, is really a hot issue right now. Yeah, it was. I loved how you told the story. I love how it was all one shot. I couldn't believe it was one shot. First of all, I was like, I had to go back when I've watched it many times. I was like, wait, this is one shot. The way it was so skillful, how you were able to move the camera. Your actors were so amazing. I mean, across the board, everything was so in line. Can you talk a little bit about that process in terms of why did you decide to do it as a one shot, as a one take film, all that stuff?
Yeah, so at the moment that I knew that I have a script that now I need to translate to a film, I thought that I should forget about how I wrote it, and to think as a director how I want to show the feeling that I had back then. And the feeling that I remember mostly, that I didn't have the chance to breathe for a second and to understand if I'm doing something right or wrong. There is a person in front of me, and I'm taking all my guns without even to see maybe he's innocent. And I took the fact that I didn't have the time to breathe. And in cinema, I believe that cuts give you the time to breathe
Mm-hmm.
and to understand time and rhythm, and like it builds something around you. And I didn't have that back then in reality. I really wanted to be that the audience will feel what I felt, that the audience would not have a time to breathe, like the hero of the film, like the main character. So that's why I thought that it have to be in one shot.
Yeah.
Um, so back then, when I got funds to make this film, everyone convinced me that it's not possible to make it in one shot, especially with the money that I have, which is really not a lot. And I actually listened to these people that was around me, and I made I had like money to two shooting days. So I made one shooting day with a film that's full of cuts.
Mm.
And then on that night, in the morning, I mean, I woke up and I saw what the materials, and I thought to myself, well, I'm not standing behind it, you know. I don't feel complete with this. It's not me what I'm seeing. It's not what I'm trying to show. And and then I knew that I spend half of the money, and on the rest money that I have, I'm going to make it in one shot. So it took me 8 months to prepare myself again. And
So you had shot it with doing different takes, or different shots, and then you decided to go back 8 months later and do the whole one take thing.
yeah, in one night.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Wow, that's I would love to see the version with all the different takes that you did to see how that story would come
Yeah,
together.
it's
Yeah.
so different. It's so different.
I'm sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just
And
want
this,
to, I want to go back to the whole idea of like the idea of not taking a moment to think about what you're actually doing. What do you think that is in terms of like your movie as well and yourself? Was that a trauma response that you were having where you saw it and you were like, I need to take control of this, or like what do you think happens when someone does that and doesn't allow themselves to step back and look at the whole situation?
um, I felt that I'm seeing in the street something that belonged to me and I can't reach it. And
Gotcha.
it's so
Yeah.
frustrated, and you need it. Like I drive bus right now instead of driving my expensive bicycle, you know,
Right.
that's what I felt.
Yeah.
And when a person confront me and tell me that it's his, um, I just saw black in my eyes. I couldn't believe what I hear. And there is a story behind it, you know. There is no black and white to anything. There is like story that he had and story that I have, and I wasn't there to listen to it. I couldn't listen to the other side. Um,
It's so powerful. I mean, it really is. It really is a reminder for me as well to be like, okay, slow it down. Really, don't
yeah,
react so fast. I think we all have these kind of responses where it's almost like a trauma response where we're like, it's mine. It's something from our past. It ignites us and we move forward, not knowing what the consequences are.
and also it's the fact that you're alone there. Everyone in front of you is not there to listen to you. So inside of you, there is something that just like put more oil to the bonfire. You know what I mean? Like
Definitely, yeah.
like so there is no side to give you like a good word or like to listen to you, and then you can like feel and act in reasonably. So it was yeah, it was just the me being there alone in front of people that just telling me that I can't have my property, something that belongs to me, just made me be the most violent, the most um, egoistic person in
Yeah.
this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you talk about the process with your actors? The actors were phenomenal across the board. I was just like amazed with them. How was the rehearsal process with doing the whole one take shot, all that stuff?
Yeah, so the main actor is a guy that took me a long time to find, but it was easier because he's an actor. It's like he have like he know what to do. He like we had like dialogue that was very he was very understand, like he understood very well what I'm trying to tell him and what I'm trying to say in this film. The more challenging part is to find Yunas, which is I decided that I wanted to be a non-actor, a real refugee. So back then, I saw a documentary that one of them just said in the interview that no one can understand how is to be illegal, how is to live in a place and to be illegal. You wake up in the morning and you're illegal. Nothing is like right. And I thought to myself when I heard this sentence that it have to be a real refugee that really understand the situation and really come from a place that he can recognize these actions by others, and that he also want to give a message to this world to make other to hear his voice, even though he's like a see-through person in this world, you know, in the Western world. And so I don't know, one night I just walked down in the street and I saw him washing dishes in some restaurant, this guy, and I just started to talk to him. And he was so scared because he thought that I'm like, you know, from the authorities or like someone from the, he thought that I'm like a police officer or something. And after I convinced him to meet me, we met the other day. And when he heard this idea, he was like, he wanted to do it so much because it happened to his friends also. And every day something happened to them that people treat them like they're not human beings. So he felt there is a good message to this film and he wanted to do it with all his heart. So he learned Hebrew.
Wow, for the
film.
movie?
Yeah, and we
Oh,
worked 8 months together. And I can tell you that we did in that night 8 full takes for this film, and in each take he was incredible. Like
yeah,
no take was disqualified because of him. You know,
yeah.
he was incredible in all the so so yeah. He was a big surprise, and I'm really happy that I made this choice.
So how do you work with people who aren't actors? Like, what is your, how do you communicate differently with those type of actors?
You know, I feel that in that moment I felt it's much easier
Really?
because
Yeah,
because you don't need to talk to them about how they should feel, how they should move, how they should talk. You're just telling them the story, and if you believe in them and if you like their character, what's coming out of them is more natural, it's more organic, it's
hmm,
more powerful because it's more real. Because
yeah,
I give them more, I give them less blocks. You know what I mean? Like less.
yeah.
Uh, I
Well,
just give them more freedom.
yeah, yeah,
For an actor, he need to do some other role. So I just give him lots of. I show him the only way that he can be. But this person is chose because he was. It's like his character, and I
yeah.
just so it was
Um,
a bit much easier.
yeah, it was all the performances across the board. I mean, everyone, the two cops. I mean, everyone was so good. I mean, it was so real too, which is really quite amazing. Were there any really big hiccups when you were doing the one takes? Anything that happened that was challenging for you?
For example, in one take, I can tell you that the role of the prostitute that was there.
Yes, I love that all the way through the movie, seeing her. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So in one scene, in one take, because it's a really like a place that prostitutes working there illegally. Some pimp came in a car and tried to kidnap her.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah, it's like it's my territory. You can't be here, and he couldn't
That's,
understand that we are like filming. And
oh my God.
so you know something like that. Like he stopped it like in the middle of the take, and I was just
Oh
um,
my God. You're like, she's an actress. She's an actress. We're making a
yeah,
movie.
and
That's
everyone
funny.
ran to save her, you know, because it's like it's a bit dangerous.
Yeah, I'm sure she was nervous too. She's like, yeah, that's hilarious. I love that. So
And
tell me about how you found funding for this movie. Like, was it yourself independently or?
how I found fundings.
Yeah, you're funding for the movie. Yeah.
This film is 90% uh, supported by some um, Israeli film foundation. The name
Okay.
is Minshar, and they supported this film. They choose every year about 10 short films that they can support them. And yeah, back then I was one of them. And
That's great.
yeah, it's about 90% of the film.
That's great. That's wonderful. So now I know you guys won the grand jury prize at South by Southwest, right?
Yeah.
Congrats on that. That's amazing. That's an incredible film festival and incredible achievement. That's really awesome. So
Yeah.
where else is the film going? What else are you doing with it?
Well, now we like we're sending it to lots of film festivals.
Yeah.
I can tell you that mostly festivals in the US really like it,
Yeah.
and so it's like a big success in the States, and everyone really like it there. I can tell you that in Europe, it's for example, it's less, it's like working a bit less. Um,
Really?
but I'm really happy that there is some place that people like it and they can appreciate it, and
Oh,
so
I think it's going to be a huge thing for you. I mean, I know right now amongst the pandemic, it's hard to like not be here to see it and all these amazing festivals. But I feel like it's going to be, maybe it might be seen by a larger audience because it's online now, and um,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Uh, what else? Tell me something else. What is your next project? What else are you working on now?
So on the last 2 years, I finished writing a TV series that I really hope that I'll meet some producer that will want to work with me and take it to the next level. So now I'm sending it to few people, and since May I started to write my first feature film. Um, it's also a story between Israeli guy and Eritrean refugee.
Oh wow, okay.
Uh, so it's kind of start the same, but finish very like they finish like as the best friends, and um, yeah.
That's great. That's great. That's awesome. It's so great talking to you. I'm trying to think about some other. I really just was really taken with your film. I really loved it. It was just so well done. What is your background like? Have you always been a filmmaker? Were there
So
other things you
I
did?
um, when I was in the army in Israel, we have to do army between the age of 18 till 21. So when I was in army, I was army photographer,
Oh wow.
which is very new to me, but I really like that.
Did you just
And
get assigned that position?
no, I had like a bit background in photography in high
Oh,
school.
okay.
So so yeah, I became, but it's really hard to be like that in the army, but I had like a luck also.
Gotcha.
Um, so because of that, I had the chance to see combats or like really hard drama that you can't even imagine,
Yeah.
through the lens, you know. And I had the opportunity to be an observer in such a crazy scenes. So I can tell you that that made me feel that my place in this world maybe is to be an observer. And and then after it, I worked with a guy in a clothing shop after I finished the army, and he was like a cinema freak, and he showed me like so many crazy films that I would never be able to watch it if he was not telling me about it, because it's like such a unique films, and that made me feel that maybe I should try doing it.
That's awesome.
And that's how I fell in love in cinema. And I started to study film in 2011, and I finished in 2016. Since then, I made like my graduation film in 2016, and that's my first independent film after film school.
Gotcha.
Uh, and I really hope I'll have a chance to make more.
Oh, I think you definitely will. What were the films that he showed you? What were your influences?
Back then, I was not a person that saw like unique cinema. I used to see like things in the like blockbusters and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. And suddenly he showed me like lots of films from Asia and France and Spain, and like we call it foreign films.
Mm-hmm.
And that made me see life not as a fantasy through the screen. It made me feel like to see like real life, and like writers and directors that give me opportunity to observe on their life, on their point of view, in more realistic way. So that gave me another view, another thought about cinema is something. It's not just blockbusters. It's something that can give you much more,
Yeah.
and not just to escape life, also to get things to you and to think about things. So yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for talking to me. I love your movie, White Eye, so amazing. I can't wait to see what else you do. So, thank you. Is there anything else you want to say? Any other challenges or anything unique about the film you want to share with us?
No, I just want to say that I really appreciate the fact that you're talking to me and you chose my film and you give me this opportunity to show it to other people. It's amazing honor. 1 year ago, I couldn't think that something like that gonna happen, and I wish I could be there and talk about my film to people and to see the reaction of their face. But I'm feeling grateful and blessed that it's still there and people see it.
Yes.
So
Well, I expect amazing things from you in the future. So I'm sure we'll see much more of you. So, thank you so much.
thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Good.